Hello everyone, back to you in today's video. We're going to have a look at the snow event that's on the way for many parts of the country through the course of tomorrow. We've got some heavy snow coming up, not necessarily for the same areas that we was looking at yesterday. It looks like Scotland and parts of Northern England are being taken out of this snow risk a little bit, but Wales is going to get a lot of snow, I think, as is parts of the Midlands, central, southern parts of England as well. Anyway, before we get on with all the details, I just want to talk about the advertising mode, usually via video ad overlay, my weather videos at gameswebvids.com. Please play us as you'll be supporting gameswebvids.com by doing that. So we'll start off with facts charts. Facts charts, remember, are the human interpretation of the models by the forecasters at the Met Office. And this one that we started off with is for 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we're seeing two important things really about this. The high pressure over Scandinavia with bitterly cold air feeding in off the frozen continent. Yesterday, incidentally, was the coldest January day since 1987 across some parts of the Midlands. So that just goes to show you how cold it was yesterday, and probably also how mild it's been in the last few Januaries over the last few years. But anyway, it was the coldest January day in some parts of Midlands, Coventry for instance, since 1987. So the high pressure over Scandinavia is feeding in that bitterly cold air from the frozen continent, and then we've got these weather fronts coming up against that high pressure, hitting the cold air, and the rain turns to snow. So across Ireland and the far southwest of England we have got rain, but you don't have to come very far inland to find that turning to snow. Now the problem with this is that the high pressure is just so strong over Scandinavia that this weather front is going to struggle to get as far east as it looked like it was going to yesterday. So as we move on a few hours, this is for midday tomorrow, we can see that weather front has made very little progress there across the country. We've got tightly packed ice bars, so it will be very windy with gales in places. And we're also going to be seeing heavy snow across many parts of Wales in particular and southwest England. These little weather fronts here will be producing snow bands ahead of this main band, and that will provide some of us with some snow. But really the main event is on this weather front, and that is being restricted further and further west, I think, with these model runs. Now, there will still be snow coming across England and Wales in particular on this little feature, and we've also got this convergence line here probably producing snow showers to the northeast. But I think some of the areas that it looked like was going to get quite a bit of snow yesterday, which was really central, southern, southwestern Scotland and northwest England, probably being taken out of this more now, with the snow more likely, particularly I think for Wales. Wales is going to get a real snow event from this, very severe possibly for parts of Wales, but not getting as far north and east as it looked like it was going to. And then as we go through into lunchtime Saturday, we actually find that low pressure has died. It's gone down into Spain, and the weather front is also being pushed back with the tail between its legs out back into the Atlantic. Quite unusual that. Normally weather fronts move from west to east, but this one is being pushed back into the Atlantic by that very intense and dominating area of high pressure, which is actually moving out of Scandinavia to sit more to the north of Scotland. Notice this next deep area of low pressure out in the Atlantic, that is the problem for Sunday, and particularly for Monday where that low pressure goes. Again, it will be producing snow, but where and how much and when, very uncertain with that one. So let's deal with tomorrow's snow event before we worry about anything else. And we can see that, well, for midnight tonight, we've got these light bits of snow here across northern England, Wales and the Midlands. Won't be amounting to too much, but there could be some snow in the air, light snow in the air around midnight. Now, out to the west, this is the main event. This is the weather front here across Ireland. Heavy rain coming in across Ireland, driven on by that strong southerly wind, which will be reaching gale force around some of these western and southwestern coasts and headlands. Rain also coming into Cornwall by midnight. Now, as we move on into 6 o'clock in the morning, well, then we get a lot of heavy snow developing. Snow there through parts of Northern Ireland, coming down into western parts of Ireland as well. So Western Ireland could get some snow. I know some of you do view my videos from Ireland, and yes, some western, eastern parts of Ireland could be seeing some snow tomorrow morning. And down into Wales, really heavy snow there going on across much of Wales. That's where one of the worst worst affected areas will be, I think, with this very heavy snowfall at 6 o'clock in the morning for Wales, and for much of southwest England as well. Away from Cornwall, much of southwest England will be getting snow through the course of tomorrow morning. Into lunchtime tomorrow, and that snow has made very little progress. It's still going on across the Northern Ireland. It's still going on through Wales. Really heavy snow. Can't emphasise this enough. Wales is going to be hit very, very badly from this, I think, away from these far western and southern coasts of Wales. But notice for Scotland and much of Northern England, it's still dry for lunchtime tomorrow. Very little snow going on there. Snow also coming down into southwest England and pushing up in towards the south and west Midlands as well. Eastern parts of the Midlands and eastern England. The idea here is for lighter snow, but I think you have to take that with a bit of pinch of salt, really. This is where the main area of snow is going to be around this area here. As we move on another 6 hours, so this takes us through to 6 o'clock in the evening, we can see we have got some snow breaking out there through the Midlands, through much of East Anglia, down into southeast England. There could be some snow in London and for the southeast as well, but really heavy snow, though, is still there across Wales, and for southwestern parts of England, it's actually turning more towards rain and sleet there, becoming quite a way inland, not just restricted to Cornwall, but coming right way through the West Country. And for Northern Ireland, the heavy snow goes on as well. Now, there could be some snow coming into northwest England, but not as much as looked to be the case yesterday. And for Scotland, away from eastern Scotland, where there could be snow showers, it's mainly dry. And then as we move on into midnight on Saturday morning, we see that the snow still goes on for Northern Ireland and Wales. So there's going to be a lot of snow piling up here for Northern Ireland and Wales. The worst of it is going to be in those areas. We've also got snow in many of these eastern areas. This is about the first little trough comes across to the east. But I think we have to be wary with this. The model could be overdoing this, really, for eastern parts of the country. I'm not sure, really, how much is going to get through to the east. But there will be some snow around in the eastern parts of the country. And this is the final chart we look at as far as the NAE high resolution model goes for up to 6 o'clock Saturday morning, and we see the snow is still there across much of Wales, much of Northern Ireland, and down again into the southwest of England. So it comes back to the moors of southwestern parts of England as well. Snow also still going in the northeast. Many other areas where snow has turned light and patchy and just sort of snizzle type snow grains falling from the sky by 6 o'clock in the morning. So the total snowfall expected from this event by the high resolution NAE model, where we're starting off at midnight tonight, and that's where the snow is, the snow cover is up to the north and the northeast. This is from the earlier snow, of course. Very little snow will be falling at midnight. As we go on to 6 o'clock Saturday morning, so this is the end of the period, we see that much of England and Wales is covered by snow. Wales, by far, getting the deepest cover, anything up to 20, maybe 25 centimetres for higher ground across Wales. So a lot of snow there for much of Wales. And also Northern Ireland getting quite a decent covering of snow as well. But we've also got snow there for much of England and Wales, generally around 5 centimetres, maybe up to 10 centimetres in some places. But the snow is more, not as intense really. The snow is not as extensive up here to the northwest as it looked like it would be yesterday. And certainly for Scotland, the snow cover is not as extensive either. And the reason that's happened is that the weather front is not getting as far north and east, or it's not forecast to get as far north and east as was looking the case yesterday. So parts of Scotland, northwest and southwest Scotland, not getting as much snow as it looked like you would do yesterday, but Wales really in for it, I think, with this. Parts of the Midlands as well. Central southern England going to get snow, even snow into the southeast as well, with fairly good cover for most places, but most extensive cover is for Northern Ireland and Wales, and down into the southwestern parts of the Midlands. Out there you could get anything up to 10 to 20 centimetres of snow over high ground, but generally looking at 5 to 10 centimetres through the Midlands, eastern England, southeastern England as well. But it's a hard one to pin down, and this weather front could get restricted more and more as we go to this, actually. So don't take the snow depths and the snow forecast too literally. It's quite a hard one to pin down how far inland that main snow band is going to get. Anyway, I'll probably look at it again tonight. So come back this evening. I'll probably be having a look tonight. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching.